Motor racing is the sport that very, very few people make it in and relies on a huge amount of success to progress. The competitiveness, that feeling burns in me. I want to race against the best, equally against men and women.
Go, go!
That's all I want to do. Today is the first official day of testing of the ELMS season, so we're just headed to the track. ELMS is the European Le Mans Series. It's 4 races over 4 hours on the track all at the same time. I've been racing since I was a kid. The British GT Championship was a big turning point for me in my career. It's the first big thing I won. I was only 16 at the time, which, now I think it's like 10 years ago is crazy. I was the youngest ever and first female to do it. That was in endurance racing. From there, I've raced in a lot of different categories.
The first female winner in the British M3 Championship, Jamie Chadwick, wins at Brands Hatch.
I progressed into W Series, which was the all-female single-seater championship.
Here she is, the first ever W Series champion.
She retains her crown in some style. It's 7 wins in a row for Jamie Chadwick.
In Indy Next over in America, which was the highest level that I had raced in up until that point.
Jamie Chadwick is a race winner.
I'm so proud to have achieved that. But I feel like I've come full circle to now be back in endurance racing. It's a huge deal for me. Got a good spot. We have a 4-hour race on Sundays, so testing is basically practice. In motorsport, you don't actually get a huge amount of practice, so every day is critical. In ELMS at Le Mans, you share the car with 2 other drivers. You do your stint, you get out the car, and your co-driver goes on. I'm paired alongside a young French driver called Matisse, and also Danny Juncker from Spain.
I know, it's perfect. It's good.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
This year I'm driving an LMP2 car, which is the top class. It's a prototype endurance racing car. It's quite a big beast. It's incredibly fast. It's about 600 brake horsepower, 320 kilometers an hour, if not a bit faster. And it's quite different to anything I've driven before. This is my seat. So, it should be relatively comfortable once I get in. It's, pretty snug in here. Got all the switch changes in front of me. Got the traction control, which you've got brake balance, you've got different engine modes, different pedal maps. And yeah, effectively, this is where I'm gonna be hanging out for the whole race stint. Race cars generally aren't easy things to drive. In endurance racing, it's actually crazy when you think about how small the margins can be.
Everyone on the standby.
Through this whole process of testing, you kind of find what you want.
Main issue is understeer, as expected.
Really, when there's such small differences on track, that's what makes the difference between whether you're performing well on a weekend or you're not.
In the front left.
This track is kind of notorious for understeer, which is when you don't really have the grip in the front of the car, and if you don't have that, you're just going to really hurt the front tyres, and for an endurance race, that's the last thing you want. With downforce, was it an issue with traffic or no? There's always, pressure and expectation to perform. But there's so many variables in our sport, so many things that can go right or wrong. You can never guarantee yourself a result. And if you're not doing well or performing, then you're not going to progress. In 2018, I was having a tough year.
Chadwick spins off.
I thought, okay, this might be my last year of racing.
No, she's over the grass.
My first year of Indy Next was really bad.
Contact.
Emotionally, as a young person, to go through that is tough.
It's mayhem on the track.
Because there are so few women. If I did badly, it kind of then becomes a reflection on our gender rather than just in my ability, which I just definitely don't think should be the case for any of us. I don't really know the first thing that got me hooked. My brother and I, we actually grew up a little bit in the Isle of Man. We had a quad bike and we were always like little speed demons. When I started, I just wanted to be the fastest driver as possible, and I didn't want to be known as a female driver or anything like that. Now I'm passionate genuinely about it because I really believe in what women are capable of in the sport. That first bit of getting into the sport for me is almost one of the hardest, and the bit that I really want to try and break the barrier down with. Racing, it's still so heavily male dominated. I think we can change that.
Morning, guys. Good, you? Yeah, that's like a going.
My initiative is called the Jamie Chadwick Series. What I really want to do is make an all-female environment, an accepting place for women to be able to try the sport, start in the sport, gain experience. We started it last year and then we've seen 1,900% increase in female participation, which is incredible. When I go out, I'm driving like this. I want to make sure that going forwards, there's a great opportunity to thrive in the sport as a woman. There's been a lot of different setup changes that we've made to the car.
Realistically, we could have been around here.
The thing I worry about a little bit is following is really tough on the front left. Just tricky because the rear comes into play a bit. I'm locking quite easily as well at the end of brakes into 4, into 7.
This is good to have
Yeah, good to practice.
We are in a championship that is probably one of the highest level we have in Europe. Jamie, she's not here because she's a woman, huh? She's here because she's a very good racing driver.
The competition's so tough. If I look at the grid and there's just so many drivers, big names, Formula One, ex-Formula One drivers, up-and-coming superstars. It's a tough grid for sure.
It's the first race of the European Le Mans Series, where the challenge begins.
A lot of people think you're only as good as your last race, and you feel that sometimes as a driver. A lot of it is belief that you can do it and putting it in practice when the moment comes.
And they're off! IDEX Sports' Jamie Chadwick is challenging number 20.
It's very tough, mentally, physically, everything. It doesn't allow for any mistakes. It's a very exciting and chaotic race. You're so dialed in.
She passes number 12, moving up through the pack.
You don't let yourself think of anything else.
Job done. Chadwick hands over to her teammate with the car in third position. Number 18, fighting for the lead.
The last lap.
IDEX Sport crossed the finish line. Jamie Chadwick has made history as the first woman ever to win an LMP2 race.
That feeling is the best feeling in the world. I'm proud to try and be a trailblazer. There's so much opportunity now for us. I want to make sure that everyone has the same opportunity that I had.